Hey guys, welcome back to Bowls Fan TV, and today we're doing the match preview for tomorrow's game against Sligo Rovers at the showgrounds. Yeah, look, I didn't do a match reaction to the Derry game last week. I was quite busy on the Saturday after the game, and just, it's never nice really kind of prolonging videos about defeats really, so I just decided not to. But yeah, it was a game where look, I thought in parts we were playing quite well. First half, Derry probably started the better team. They had a lot of the ball. Then we kind of grew into it. We felt towards the end of the first half, we had a couple of good chances. Akintunde hits the post with a header. He misses a really good chance nearly right after that from about, what, 5, 6 yards out. That probably should be putting away, but yeah, that was probably the disappointing part. But second half, yeah, look, the game was kind of it wasn't a brilliant game. There wasn't a lot going on. We were pretty solid. I thought we weren't really giving anything away. Not as good going forward, but we were staying pretty solid. Derry bring on Michael Duffy then, and I think the game sort of started to tilt in their favour after that. Um, he was getting them forward, and obviously he gets the goal then late on in the 85th minute to win it for Derry. And yeah, it was disappointing. I don't think the performance was terrible, but it was probably a little bit disappointing that we didn't maybe offer enough of ourselves going forward. We probably could have avoided certain things like the goal. So yeah, look, it's a disappointing one, but we've just got to move on now and focus on this game. But before I do that, actually, obviously last night the Ballers women's team played the Palestinian women's team, which was a great event. Palestine coming out 2-1 winners there, but look, that's secondary really. It was a fantastic event. So look, well done to the club for organising that, and yeah, it was a great night all round, and yeah, look, big pat on the back to the club, and for facilitating that for such a great cause. So yeah, fair play to the club. Not expecting less from them in that part, but yeah, for this game tomorrow anyway. I think it could be, it is a difficult one to call. I feel, um, Sligo started the season quite well. Surprised a few people. Got a few few sort of surprise-ish results, I suppose. Obviously going to Dundalk and winning 5-0. Look, I know Dundalk are poor, but that's not a result you see every day. They got a few good wins. Like they obviously you even saw in that game on the opening day when we played them at Daily Mount how good they were. They are a good side. They do pass the ball about quite well. They've got some good players. Um, their form has sort of stagnated slightly over the last few weeks. Just one win and eight for them, I think it is. Yeah, you get some good results within those 8 games. And a 1-0 win against Pats, not so long ago, only a couple of weeks ago. But in that you've got the 3-1 loss against Sligo, a 1-0 loss against Waterford at home, or 3-1 loss against Drogheda, should I say? And draws against Dundalk. Few just looking at it there, you know, they are a good side. I think they got some good players. Obviously, Max Mata, his long spell at the club has come to an end. He's gone back to Shrewsbury. So that's a bit of a blow for them. Obviously, he's probably their main source of goals. No other players have chipped in as well. Ellis Chapman has come in from Cheltenham, and he's settled into life into the League of Ireland quite well. He's a good player. A few others, Rivera, I know he's probably not made the impact that we thought he would. He's still a good player on his day. I think they have another striker that they brought in called Ryan Smith. I think he's Dutch. I could be wrong on that now, but he looks all right. Yeah, he looks like a player that over time could develop and become a good player in this league. So yeah, look, John Russell I think has done a okay job there. I think that they were poor last year. They're probably lucky that Cork and UCD were bad, that bad last year. Otherwise, he probably would have been a bit bothered. But I think that you look at the start of the season that they had, they drew with us and Derry in their opening two. 5-0 win against Dundalk, a point against Rovers. Going to Waterford and winning 1-0 and beating Drogheda 3-1, and then their form since then has sort of been a bit up and down. A few draws, just one win in their last 8, like I said. And yeah, look, it's a tough one really because you don't know with this league. You really don't know what's going to happen. anyone can really beat anyone on their day. Like we say it every week, but it's probably the maddest league that we've seen in a long time. Um, but look, for us, I think look, we need to kind of build on that performance a little, a little bit more in what we showed against Derry last week. I think there were parts of the game where I thought, yeah, we were quite good. Particularly defensively, we weren't really getting hammered or anything. We were staying pretty solid. Um, but I think, going forward, we probably need to see a bit more from the team. There's not a whole lot of creativity in the team, I'd say, but there's still players there that can bring that bit of a spark that we need. Rooney, Clark, there's so many really that that you can get more out of and can bring you that bit of something. Um, you look at the team last week. There were a couple of surprise inclusions there. I felt, Martin Miller was given a start over Clark. Miller, yeah, look, I think probably a player that's going to need a bit of time to settle into the league. He's obviously coming in from Estonia, and he's not really been given much of an opportunity. Um, but he started last week, and yeah, it wasn't his best game, but over time he probably will grow into a better player when he's given more consistent minutes and then he's given a bit of time in the league. But for me anyway, I think I'd have James Clark back in the team for this game. I'll go with my full team now anyway. I think it'll be Shiraz getting goal. No real no questions about that. Right back, I'm gonna go with Madison. I think, look, say it a lot, but when he's in the team, I think we are probably better. When we have Lalanda there, we probably do struggle a little bit more down that right hand side. But I think that when Madison's there, I think we are a better team. Two centre halves. I'm going to stick with Kate and Mills. Yeah, look, I don't think they did much wrong last week. Nothing they could really do about the goal. Probably poor to concede in the way that it was at Casper's near post and maybe he could have done better, but I don't think they could have done a whole lot, for that goal. I think overall on Friday against Derry they were pretty good. They haven't really shown any signs for me anyway that they're going to be they're going to cost us in 8 games really. So yeah, I'm going to stick with them too at the back. Left back, I'm going to bring Paddy Kirk back in. He was suspended for the game last week. And yeah, look, I think that's probably why we kind of went towards maybe a back three for that Derry game. You could see it. We had Flores, Kate, and Mills, the three centre halves with Rooney and Madison as wing backs. And look, well, probably I think it worked in the way that we stayed pretty solid. We were given we still probably gave Derry a bit too much space on the wings, but we was still a pretty solid formation, solid setup. But I think in this game, you definitely want to kind of go not all out, but you want to show a bit more about yourselves going forward. I think flat back four might help that. So I'm gonna go with Kirk at left back and revert back to a back four. Into midfield, I'm gonna go with McDonald and Flores just sitting behind Clark. Um, yeah, look, it's an interesting one. The midfield, it sort of chops and changes, really, doesn't it? It kind of we've seen James McMahon, Brian McMahon, I think Brian McMahon is going to be injured for a little while, but I think out of the the options that we have right now, I think Flores and McDonald, both of them, I think are probably our two best midfielders at the moment. Yeah, I think they probably could be better in some games, and we have had the tendency to get run over there. Maybe in a few games, and Galway was probably the one in particular where the midfield was a bit non-existent at times. But look, I still think when they're fit, they're probably our two better midfielders if you want to have them as a two. So yeah, I'm gonna go with McDonald and Flores sitting behind Clark, and I think we probably need to see a little bit more from Clark. I think when he came on against Derry, he did look. I'm not gonna say lazy, but you could see maybe does he think his place in the team was cemented? Did maybe Reynolds dropping him over the last couple of games in certain games has that given a bit of a kick up the arse? Maybe I don't know. We start to see a bit more from him. But I think if we give him a start now tomorrow, I think hopefully we'll see the Clark of last season. Going forward. Great ball carrying ability, we know that, but we think we need to see a little bit more often from him because I think when he's on song, we're a much better team, obviously. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Clark as the 10. On the right, I'm going to go with Dale Rooney. Came back in for the game last week. He was in the squad against Galway. Um, And yeah, look, Rooney, I think since he's come in, he's been good. I think he's probably been one of our better signings. You know, not just yeah, you want to see a bit more from him on the pitch in terms of his goals and maybe contributing to a few other things as well. But I think his set piece ability is fantastic. We said this a lot this season. When he's over a set piece, you know that it's going to be a dangerous delivery. It's going to get onto someone's head, or he's going to have a good effort on goal. We know that he has that kind of ability. He's got a great left foot as well. So in a scrappy enough game, which I anticipate this will be, I think his set piece ability could be fruitful for us here. So I'm going to go with Rooney on the right. On the left, I'm going to go with McDade. I was sort of humming and hawing as whether maybe to go with him or Conley, but I'm going to go with McDade. Yeah, look, I think I think there is a player there in McDade. Maybe he doesn't quite show it as much. He had a good chance there on Friday against Derry where he had a crack from distance, and it was a decent enough effort. He got it on target. It was a pretty routine save for Brian Matter, but look, it was still a pretty good effort. And yeah, look, I think if I think what McDade is, yeah, look, we said he probably doesn't show it enough when he starts, but um, I think he is a good player. I think there is a player there, and I think over the next few weeks, maybe there's a chance for him to get into the team because we see that now. Conley's probably his place probably isn't cemented into the team like we thought it would have been over the last sort of few weeks. Conley, he's that kind of player who give it his all, obviously, but McDade he has been getting in ahead of him recently, and I think there's a chance for him to if he can have a good game here to keep his place in the team for the next few weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna go with McDade on the left. Then up front, I'm gonna go with Akintunde. Yeah, probably unlucky not to get a goal or two on Friday. If he had took those chances in the first half, it probably would have been a different game. And yeah, look, I think he has done well for us this season. I think he's got 4 goals, and yeah, look, he's that kind of physical presence up there. He's kind of closest thing we have to someone like an Afalabi really. He probably hasn't got a great goal scoring ability, but holding up the ball, bringing others into play, he's very good, and I think that's going to be crucial to us here. So I'm going to go with Akintunde up front. Score prediction this is a hard one to call really. Sligo, 2 clean sheets there on the spin, mainly down to Ed McGinty. Really, he's a great goalkeeper. When he's on song, it's very hard to get past him, isn't it? So hopefully he hasn't. He's not on song and we get a couple of goals and win. But it's hard to tell really. Sligo, great start to the season. Like we said, form has stagnated a bit as of late. Same probably be said for ourselves. It's only we haven't won in our last 4. Is it? I think it's we've obviously we lost against Derry, getting beat by Galway. The Dundalk lost. Then obviously after that we had the draw with Rovers. So yeah, I think there probably has been last week. It wasn't too bad now. I think there was probably a bit of unnecessary kind of head loss over that result there on Friday. I think performance was okay. I think yeah we can improve in certain areas. I think going forward 100% we can definitely improve. There's probably a lack of creativity in the team, let's be honest. Goals as well. That's the huge issue really. I think that's something that we're definitely gonna have to address in the summer window. But yeah, prediction I don't think it'll be a classic, really. I think it could go either way. It could be a 1-0 either way, a draw. I'm going to be somewhat confident, try and be confident and say we'll win 1-0. I think there probably will be a bit of frustration amongst the players this week. That you know, we didn't see the game against. Obviously, we didn't see last week out. We didn't get a point, which probably would have been a fair result on paper. But yeah, I think there will be a bit of frustration after last week's game. I think they'll come out hopefully hungry for 3 points because if we don't get the win here, if we were to draw or lose, we'll be 5 without a win, which isn't great. You know, teams below us are probably starting to catch up to us now. You look at Pats appointing Stephen Kenny today. That's a huge appointment for them. You'd imagine they'll improve in the coming weeks. And look, we've got to be careful of that. Look, we can't look. At other teams, we got to do our job and try and get as much points as we can and hopefully keep us in this race for Europe because it's definitely there's still a lot of the season to be played. We can definitely still get into Europe. That's for sure. But we need to start getting a bit of consistency going here, and I think we will get a win here tomorrow. I don't think it'll be a classic now. I think it'll be quite a gutsy kind of 1-0 win. Maybe from a set piece or something, or we might get that bit of luck. Who knows? But I think it'll be a pretty a gutsy kind of 1-0 win, on the road, that kind of performance. So, yeah, look, hopefully I'm right. We need to start getting wins on the board, of course. We can't afford to keep going on this little kind of rut that we're in. Look at there's a bit, there was sort of some positivity when Reynolds came in, where we won three on the spin, and then that's kind of died down a little bit. We're starting to look behind us rather than forward. If we're starting to look over our shoulder a bit more now, and look, we don't really need to be doing that. I think there's still plenty of the season to be played, of course, and tomorrow's a good chance to get a win, and I think we'll get it. I think it'll be a pretty good see 1-0 win. But look, we'll see. That's where I'll end it. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment down below everything ahead of this game, your score predictions, and I will see you in the next one.